safety to wear a helmet nowadays is law. A lot of our cyclists don't know that or don't adhere to the law. But what happened recently, a guy got knocked down from his bike and the insurance didn't want to pay him out because of him not wearing a helmet. So I hereby warn cyclists from the UCT campus to wear the helmets for their own safety. This is a bicycle helmet. It's specially manufactured for cycling only. There's always a sticker inside here which say it's approved by a special safety company that this helmet is made for cyclists. Okay, so a lot of people put the helmet the wrong way. Okay, the right way is that the 3 ventilation holes should be in front. Okay, so you can keep it cool, and also the proper fitting of the helmet. A lot of people think this is a cap. This is not a cap. This is a safety equipment, so it should be fitted properly. The reason by doing that, you've got these 2 little adjustments here, so that it fits nicely to your ears and not down there. So it should be nicely put like a triangle. The same this side, and then it should have a gap of about 2 fingers and not looser than that. And above your eyebrows it should also be a 2-finger gap, and if you fall, the helmet shouldn't be like that. It should stay in its position, and then you just have to do a minor adjustment here. It's a proper way of a helmet to fit. You have 2 fingers and a maximum 2 fingers underneath the chin. Okay. And after you have an accident or fall with the helmet, you will have to have this helmet inspected at the cycle shop, because you won't see the hairline cracks inside. So on the second accident, this helmet won't serve its purpose. So after accident, you have your helmet checked out at the bike shop. Okay.
In terms of the actual cycling that the students will be doing on their bikes, our advice is very definitely that you ride in the road, but that you keep as far left as possible. So you're watching for sticks and potholes and obstructive stuff that's in the road space on the left, and obviously you're trying to avoid it, but you are keeping as far left as possible. At the same time, you need to watch for cars. My advice is that when you're cycling along, when you hear that there's no car near you at that time, you can ride a little bit further out. So listen for cars all the time, and when there's no cars around, you can ride a little bit further away from the side of the road. When you do hear a car coming, stay where you are a little bit further from the side until the car gets quite close. What that does, it broadens their perspective of view in terms of it shows that you are there. Up to the point where they're about to reach you, you stay fairly away from the pavement. Then, as you feel that they are almost there, move back closer to the pavement. What that does is it creates a little bit of a void of space, so that the motorist will know that you do occupy a little bit more space than just hugging right up against the pavement. That for me has worked over the years, and it is a very safe thing, and I think that the motorists actually do respect it, because it also shows that when they do reach you, that you have moved a little bit left and you've given them a bit more space, and they'll give you by the same token they'll give you some. The law that we have been trying to push for as Ben with the provincial government and the national government is the 1.5 meter passing distance law, which I'll show you this jersey, which has it on the back here. So essentially it says allow 1.5 meters and bike safe. The onus is, it's a dual responsibility of the cyclist and the motorist actually to be aware of their surroundings and to ride safe and to travel safe. What we're saying to motorists is when you come up behind us and there's enough space sufficiently for you to do it, you can then overtake if you've given us this 1.5 meter passing distance. The 1.5 meters is measured from your right hand shoulder away out into the road space. They need to give you that amount of space that they can pass you by, which is then safe for you, and then you don't feel obstructed by the vehicle in any way. Or indeed, when the vehicle is traveling quite fast, the wind pressure that comes past you with a fast vehicle can also affect your stability on your bike. The law has actually been passed in this last week by the provincial government in Cape Town at the end of April of 2013, but they've reduced the passing distance from 1.5 meters to 1 meter. It's a 1 meter passing law that was approved by the government, and they see that as kind of a compromise with the motorists. That in many instances it was found that it was difficult to allow for the full 1.5 meters, given that the fact that the road space was too narrow, and that motorists would have to cross too much over the center line of the road to avoid the cyclist or to pass the cyclist. So they've settled on a compromised distance of 1 meter passing, which we as a cycling advocacy group would be happy to accept, although it's not exactly what we wanted. We are happy to accept it because it still allows for a safe distance and a safer environment for cyclists. So I think my message to the cyclists, the UCT cyclists that are now taking part in this rental program of the bikes, is ride on the road, but ride responsibly. Be very aware of the motorists around you and other traffic challenges that you may encounter, and stay safe on your bike. If in doubt, put your left foot down onto the pavement and stop and get out of the road space. If it seems that there's a very big bus or a big truck coming up behind you and that there's not space, very quickly move over to the left, as far left as you can go, stop, put your foot down, and if necessary, actually dismount your bike and get out of the road space. Don't try and challenge yourself against a vehicle much bigger than you. Think of your safety first. The other safety message that we want to bring to the UCT cyclists is that in order to be fully aware of your environment, you can't have any hindrances or blockages to it. One such instance is where if you ride with a Walkman or a headphone of any kind, that your hearing is challenged or compromised in some way. This is very much a bad idea. Please don't do this. Your sensory perception of your environment is very dependent on your eyes and your ears. I've heard of too many instances where, because the vehicle is coming up behind you and you don't hear it, that there's a problem. You could encounter a pothole or something and you swerve out slightly and you don't hear the truck or the bus or the vehicle behind you, and suddenly you're into their path. If you're able to hear it, you know not to do that suddenly, and that you'll either wait behind the pothole or you'll be aware that there's a vehicle there and you'll signal that you are going out so that the motorist is aware of it as well. If you lose your hearing because you've got headphones on, it compromises your safety and your understanding of the traffic conditions tremendously, so please don't do that. You can always put the music on later.
The reason why the reflectors is on the pedal, it serves as a safety mechanism. The reflector will move up and down, and traffic behind you can see that there's some movement. But if you stand still, if you stay steady, the driver can see the bike is not moving. But when you start pedaling, then the driver of the vehicle is aware that the bike is moving. Bright colored clothing like this, or white, and not black, or bright clothing with some reflective strips on. So if the car's headlights goes onto the cyclist, the driver can easily see you. Okay? Never ride at night with dark clothing. You'll see there's some reflective material onto your jacket. So bright clothing is very important for driving at night and during raining weather. You can fit your bike with some bike light of flashing rear. A flashing rear must be fitted to the rear of the bike so that the driver can see that he's approaching the bike. So the rear light shouldn't be in front, because one will then confuse the driver. This can lead to accidents. So the red flashing light at the back and the white flashing light in front.